think we're still in a bull market, an equity bull market?
Not really. No, it's beginning to fumble. You can see it by reaction in recent days. It would be very surprising to see it sort of stabilize here and then take off again. But it's happened in the past. However, at the end of that one, run for cover.
What do you think the message is that the bond market is sending us at this moment?
What's happening now is we're getting a very significant rise. I shouldn't say all that significant, but a pronounced rise in real long-term interest rates. That, if you look at history,
I want to start by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Ruach Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. And Shalom to the 130 Yasharallah. As you just seen in the clip, you have one of the top financial wizards of Edom basically warning people that the end's coming for their investors should prepare for the worst. Alan Greenspan. Now that ties up with this scripture here. It says, this is James 5:3. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Let me just actually, and then on that right there, so that's what all this stuff is. Now in the video, this guy he makes mention of this term called stagflation. I think I seen it here somewhere. But basically, he's just saying when you get into the term, it basically is just a persistent high inflation combined with high unemployment and a stagnant demand in a country's economy. So basically, what's going to happen is, you know, persistent high inflation. So stuff's you're gonna start noticing things are gonna start getting more expensive at stores, just in general, right? What you could buy for $20 today, by next year or something, it'll be about 25 or 27, something like that. Gas, more likely, is gonna start going up as well. You know, when I went over to Europe, gas was $8 a gallon. Like $8 to $10 a gallon is what you would pay over there. So and the gas stations were tiny little like newsstands on the side. It was a trip, but that just shows you that this place here, this is the place that all the wealth is coming to. This is why things are so cheap over here. Now, another guy who speaks about this is this man here, Gerald Salente. Now check this out. I always love going to the videos at 144. Now check out what happens at 144, and if you're in this truth, you understand that 144 is the spiritual number. Now,
the loan bubble. There's $250 trillion worth of debt out there. So let's put this together, Greg. What did the Federal Reserve do last week? They raised interest rates. Now we're looking at the Fed fund rate back to April 2008 levels. What's going on in the emerging markets? Well, as those interest rates go up in the States, you're seeing currencies crashing, hitting new lows like Argentina, Turkey, India. Same time, what's going on? Go to the end of last week. What did you see Brent crude oil at? Oh, it's back to 2014 levels. Over $82 a barrel. Oh, and things are heating up over there in the Middle East, aren't they? What's going to happen if it hits $100 a barrel?
And what would happen is this economy will come to a halt. You'd have gas would be too expensive. The shipping system would go under would be under heavy burden, right? Because right now there's a lot of brothers who are drivers, and they work drive for companies, but there's all the people who drive privately, that much, paying that much for gas would ruin them, right? Now, just as I showed you, there's a bunch of news articles talking about the coming year is going to be, it's the writing's on the wall for the most part. And that saying comes from the book of Daniel, when the angel reached in from the higher heaven, dimension, wrote on the wall that the kingdom was done. Now that's exactly what's happening now. But I want to read this. This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few, and those that look out of the window be darkened. The door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of the music shall be brought low. Now this basically just means that there's going to be some bad times, some evil times coming ahead. But it tells you here that grinding is going to be low in this future. So this is like a prophecy that ultimately leads up to how towards the end, or coming towards the end of the what we know as this age, you're going to have a lot of crazy stuff happening, including there's just going to be no jobs anymore. And the reason is because the economy has, for the most part, broke. People aren't buying stuff, too much debt. There's the debt clock. I was trying to show it earlier, but I couldn't. Oh, you know what? Here it is. So see, this is the debt right now. So this is how much debt this place owes. So there's no way that you're gonna come back from that. There's no way. So they're basically gonna. What you're seeing right now is the beginning. See, this guy Alan Greenspan. He's not a novice. He knows exactly what he's doing, right? He's one of the top men of Amalek, or the top tribe of Edom. They're purposely pulling the plug on this economy in next coming years, or however long the Lord's gonna let this go on. They're gonna switch over the system. This is why you see the Bitcoin system in play right now. You have these alternative payments coming out. What they're gonna do is now they're gonna start pulling all these debt loans and stuff like that, and they're gonna push it as like fiscal responsibility. But with all that fiscal responsibility that they're gonna just put in just a tiny bit, all these crooked loans and crazy investments that were done in the past that are dependent on these these low interest rates. You're gonna see this economy is gonna stop big time and stuff. Like this guy's warning here, right? So he's making a judgment. Now this guy here, even though he's a retired head of the Fed, you're going to he has a lot of weight, because again, he's one of the besides him just being one of the shot callers for the real rulers of the world, who would be considered your 1%, right? These people, these would be the people who the world has been given ownership to. These are the real bosses of this guy here, Alan Greenspan. See, Alan Greenspan, he ultimately works for these people up here, the Rothschilds, right? Because when you get into the truth, all conspiracies are out there. You'll find out, when you get past all the crazy, ridiculous ones, when you get to the ones, get past all the purposeful distractions, silly conspiracies out there, and you get to the meat of it, you find that that what's at play here is within all these societies and all these conspiracies. You find that it's these three city states, right, where basically the world elite runs this world from, right? So, but that's how they do it, and this is what you're seeing, what's happening now, and because of this script here is going to start playing out fairly soon. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men. Sedition means like rioting and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings or princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Now that's what you're starting to see over there, what you've seen in Latin America, right, and over in what you're seeing in France right now. Basically, this world is being purposely driven into chaos, right? You're having the destruction of the old system, the old vanguard, which again, this is why they purposely, put in bait cars so people could destroy them and they could try. This is why you're seeing a lot of these, what they call those provocateur people and stuff, the people who start riots, and ultimately a lot of fake movements going around. George Soros, for example, reason why he funds all these systems, because what he's doing is these legal systems and these movements and all these things, they cause division amongst the people, and they also bring down the old system. But this is exactly what they want to do. They want to currently divide the people. They did it back in Germany. They're doing it again. Look, they even brought back the same symbols and stuff, right? But the whole point being is that the prophecy is playing out, and ultimately all the sedition that's been playing out in Latin America, it's been happening over in the Asian countries. It's starting to break out in Europe now. I think it would happen in. I just heard that the Belgium president just seceded, that he's going to step down. But we're at that time, people. Next, we're going to probably start seeing some martial law. You already had some light infantry, or there was light, SWAT police forces rolling into France. So, you're starting to see these prophecies which were written in a time, in the past when these visions weren't understood. Now you're starting to see them come to play, right? Unfortunately, you're going to start seeing these horrible sights, right? But again, this is why it's time for you Israelites, who are today known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. These are the people who have systematically had their identity destroyed, their history hidden, or their culture vultured, right? Like it tells you this shit. So, but one thing that this is all going to lead to is this, right? This is going to be the saving grace, right? Because what you're going to be seeing coming soon is what Mike Pompeo, what he announced during his speech about Pax Americana, right? The new liberal order. Basically, the whore that rides upon the beast, which is Europe, Edom, or the whore, being America, basically told the beast to stand in line. This is going to fulfill the prophecy that going to make all these other nations hate this place, and they're going to attack. So, hopefully, I've cleared up some loose ends. Hopefully, I've shown some good information. So, till next time, Akim, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach Kodash, to my teachers, the Apostle of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.